Welcome back to Interop 2011. I'm Bill Brandt. We're here live in New York City. I'm here with Andrew Schrader, the Director of Sales for AppRiver. Welcome to the show, Andrew.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, so a lot of things going on and a lot of excitement on the floor. You and I had an opportunity to talk a little bit about AppRiver and how much success you guys are having in the market based on, a lot of talk about cloud, a lot of talk about security, channel partners, the whole thing. So we figured we'd get you here on the show and tell our audience a little bit about AppRiver, what you do, how you go to market, and how the channel helps you.
Okay.
And so maybe to get us started, why don't you just tee us up a little bit about AppRiver and the history. I thought it was interesting how you guys started out mostly with Hosted Exchange and other applications, and now you're doing a whole lot more.
Right. So originally AppRiver was two guys in a spam filter. It's kind of an interesting story, but we were doing spam filtering back when nobody really had a filter. So we're kind of early into that whole scene, but we were doing it as a service. And that service model has morphed into this term that we hear today called cloud.
Right.
So very, very early in on sexy technology like spam filtering, doing it the way that it should be done in the cloud, pushing it out to the edge. So we had a lot of success. We have about 45,000 corporate clients now who rely on us to filter all of their email out on the edge, away from their office in the cloud. So it was a natural progression to add email hosting. And who better to partner with than Exchange? Exchange is 95% of the market, and it's a beast. It's hard to manage, And our big sweet spot is the SMB, and frankly, they don't have the resources to manage something like Exchange. So by pushing that technology to the cloud, wrapping it in security, email and web, filtering in the cloud, you're able to provide enterprise applications to the SMB that they may not otherwise be able to manage themselves.
Yeah.
With that, it's a natural progression to add web protection. Back in the day, all the malware came in via email, and as most of you know, that's just not the case anymore. As we move our applications to the cloud, and all of those employees have to access websites in the cloud, we're now very vulnerable to websites that now have malware and deliver malware. So for a company like AppRiver that's email and web security focused, we can now provide web protection, keep them off the malware sites, keep them off pornography sites, maybe even productivity stealers like social networking sites. We can do that for them. As states start to legislate security for email, encryption, a company like AppRiver has the means in their application law to sort of add these services, add archiving, add encryption. Stuff that the small business owner doesn't really understand and really doesn't have the resources to research. They find a partner like AppRiver, and we can help them out.
Talk a little bit about your application model. I thought that was interesting how you've evolved and developed that over the years. What does that look like? What's the scope?
Sure. It's a funny story, and I always like sharing this anecdote. I spent the first 3 years at AppRiver explaining the name AppRiver. What is that? And I said, well, A-P-P River, which has kind of got its own funny connotation. But for the last 5 years, I haven't had to explain that, not once. And why is that? Well, our dearly departed Steve Jobs is responsible. He created the App Store. The concept stood with people, and when they call us up and I say AppRiver, they understand we're providing applications downriver to the small business, making it available. You just light up that service in our mall, and we just add it to your bill.
Yeah. And so I know channel partners are a big part of your go-to-market strategy. They help you get out to the market and get to a lot of those SMBs, which is your core market. But why don't you tell me in your words, how important is the channel to you, and how do you guys work together?
Right. The channel at AppRiver, it's everything. The two founders of our company, they came to us from VARs. They were VARs. So my team, I happen to reside in the direct side of things. Well, that accounts for 30% of our business. So everything at AppRiver is about the channel. I put my people in with the channel people. We defer in all things to the channel. If a customer tries to leave a partner, well, we try to broker a deal that's satisfactory to the partner. We maybe forward them additional leads to make up for it. Ultimately, if a partner says, hey, I don't want you to do business with that person, we honor that relationship. So for us, we listen to what the channel needs. They're listening to their clients. Hey, I need to solve this problem. I need to solve that problem. I need to solve this problem. When you look at our suite of services in our application mall, they're all the killer apps. They have to do with email and web security and providing secure mailboxes.
So where is the opportunity for you guys? We mentioned SMB, that's one thing, that's very broad. Cuts across all industries, all markets. where's the opportunity for AppRiver, and again, how does that tie into the partner play?
Sure, and I think the partners can really identify this because we have partners that have enterprise clients, and we have partners that have 40 local mom and pops in their area. As I told you earlier, it's kind of an interesting anecdote. And we've all spent the last 38 years putting all of our technology in our closet, whether we're a small business or a large enterprise. And the fact of the matter is, from small, medium to large business, we're going to spend the next 5 years moving most of that into the cloud. So, you're talking about massive data centers. And are you going to be managing your own applications in these cloud resources? Or are you going to tap somebody like AppRiver who's already carved out these applications and matured these applications and knows what other applications you'll need next? And just partner with them, co-brand, white label their services, and just go to market, lighting them up one user at a time, one business at a time. It's very easy.
Yeah, and we were talking about that. The big opportunity for partners in the cloud is hooking up with those application companies. Because of just providing the infrastructure isn't going to be the opportunity that it was in terms of revenue, sales, or even services. But if they're tied into that application, that's a big opportunity. I mean, what kind of services do you see there? What kind of opportunity?
Well, the fact of the matter is, when we first started selling hosted exchange, for example, and many of you can probably identify with this, it's big money for a partner to integrate, pay for the integration of the gear. Well, right now, all of our partners are running to hosted exchange because their clients are basically saying, I want hosted exchange. They don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They're being forced into that space. So when they find a partner, they not only want to find a partner that solves the big killer app, but is aware of the other services that really go and are complementary to that. And we found that that's really about protecting the internet connection, whether you're a small, medium, or large business. It's protecting port 25 for email, it's protecting port 80 for web traffic, and it's providing all the services that are grouped around the port 25, port 80 experience.
That's excellent. So for those partners who aren't familiar with AppRiver, how did they get engaged with you guys? Are you guys looking to recruit new partners, bring new partners on board? How's that work?
It's funny, we just say bring it. We can scale infinitely. We have a tremendous data center partner in Rackspace. We manage quite thousands of servers with them. They know data centers, that part of the cloud. We know the application side. We just want you to come join us. Everything's free to try. There are no contracts. We've retained 93% of our customer base. We're growing to about 70% of our revenue stream is through the channel. We welcome the channel. We want you to co-brand. We want you to have as many customers as you can have. Let us worry about the technology. You worry about your service contracts and new customers.
Excellent. Well, Andrew, I appreciate your time.
Thank you,
and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of partners looking to work with you guys.
Yeah, well, we love coming to shows like Interop because we get to meet a lot of partners. That's why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great job. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye. See you soon.
See you guys.